Proclaim liberty throughout all the land, cries a biblical verse cast into the copper and tin side of America's Liberty Bell. What better spot to celebrate Hanukkah, the commemoration of ancient Jewry's liberation from religious oppression? The symbolism was not lost on Rabbi Shem Tov, Chabad's senior emissary to Philadelphia, who made Liberty Bell the scene of the nation's first public menorah lighting. That was Hanukkah of 1974, and Rabbi Shem Tov heeded the revolutionary call issued a year earlier by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who had urged his followers to take Hanukkah rituals to families, streets, and cities across the nation in a bold campaign to awaken a largely assimilated American Jewry to their rich heritage. But it was Rabbi Drizin, Chabad's emissary to San Francisco, who in 1975 introduced America's first giant menorah in a public venue. That year, the 9-foot statue of an ancient Greek deity of victory that towers over San Francisco's Union Square was rivaled by a 25-foot, 8-branch symbol of Jewish victory over the ancient Greeks. Over 1,000 Jews showed up, and the idea of celebrating Hanukkah en masse via giant public menorahs caught on at the speed of light, spreading to malls, parks, squares, and hundreds of locations worldwide, and inspiring endless creativity. While the menorah events were popular with the Jewish rank and file, the initiative ignited a furious debate among some of the Jewish leadership, threatening to douse the public Hanukkah flame altogether. The Jewish American community soon found itself deeply divided. In particular, Chabad was accused of undermining the principle of the separation of church and state by placing a religious symbol in a public venue.
The clause in the First Amendment that dealt with no establishment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, and they said that means no state religion or state involvement in religion. Now we saw a shift, and people said, wait a minute, there's also another clause, and that clause says, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
The menorah was dragged from one courtroom to the next, and was struck down in cities in Vermont, Chicago, Iowa, Georgia, New York, and elsewhere, while being simultaneously upheld in other localities. Nat Lewin, one of America's foremost attorneys, was the star of the legal struggle in support of the public menorah.
Well, the legal challenges really began in 1987 and 88. When the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, the American Jewish Congress, the American Jewish Committee, and various other civil liberties organizations decided that they were going to challenge the menorah being put up.
It quickly became clear that the Hanukkah display disproportionately upset Jewish rather than non-Jewish Americans.
It was a major disaster if we came before a Jewish judge, because the Jewish judges ruled against the menorah.
Chabad's public menorah even cast its glow in the United States Supreme Court. In 1989, the United States Supreme Court ruled in favor of the menorah in a case brought by the ACLU against the county of Allegheny. And in 2002, it ruled in favor of Chabad in southern Ohio against the city of Cincinnati, allowing an 18-foot menorah in Fountain Square. The public menorah has become standard fare in many cities, and it is lit annually on the White House lawn and within the White House as well. But the debate has far from subsided.
And I continue to get, every Hanukkah, I get 2, 3, or even more requests from local Chabad shluchim who tell me that the local authorities have been persuaded by some local organization that they should not allow the menorah to go up.
Some 4 decades has elapsed since the famously cracked Liberty Bell first met its menorah neighbor. The argument still persists as to whether the public menorah is a threatening crack in our nation's liberty. But what is so threatening about a menorah proclaiming the festival of light on a street corner? Could there be more to this debate?